What
Hey
up?
there, family, beautiful brown girl fam. What up? What up? What up? It is another episode of Brown Conversation. Sam, you cute over there, girl.
So are you? I love the curls. The curls are popping today. You look
Thank
fabulous.
you.
Fabulous every show, but thank you.
Yeah, I'm loving the one shoulder
Yeah,
action,
yeah. It's
right?
hot here in
Yes.
Texas.
Look, I understand it is not hot in Pennsylvania, but it is springish. So hot is on the way from what I hear. So I'm excited about it. Hey y'all, we see y'all getting in here. As y'all come in, make sure that you introduce yourself in the comments. Let
Yes,
us know
sir.
where you are watching from. If this is your very first time hanging out with us on BBG TV Brown Conversations, let us know that as well. Tag your friends in the comments, share the broadcast on your page. Y'all, we got so much to talk about today. This is
Mm-hmm.
always the highlight of our week. And we want to make sure we spread this to everybody else, child. So get the people up in here, child, so we can have this brown conversation. Okay. So I see Jennifer, Aisha, Ashley,
Hey,
Jemiah, Adrian. Hey, what up? They up in this
Joyzy. I like saying it
in
like that.
Joyzy and ATL Shouty. We see y'all in here. We see y'all in here. So we are excited and ready to get this party popping, honey. Yes, South Florida. Andrea says she is ready. Okay, ready. Okay, Christina's in here. Braniella, I'll be jacking your name up, love. Put how you phonetically say it in the comments for me. I tried to say it last time and I just couldn't get it right. Help me out, sis. Renee and Ashley from T Town, get down in the 813. Renee in South Florida, Cindy in
Hey,
Atlanta.
Renee. Hey,
What
Cindy.
up? We're so excited
ATL
for it
Shorties.
today.
How was your
This is
weekend,
gonna be
though?
a good time. Child, I washed my hair this weekend.
Oh, it looks nice. It's always a
Thanks.
process when you go natural or when you are
My fingers
natural.
was crimped up like this. Girl, there's a lot of hair on my head. Child, I did not listen. There's a reason why I go to the salon, okay, to get my hair done. This is not my ministry. I can accomplish it. I be paying attention, but honey, I had the YouTube tutorials on, child. I was like,
Yeah.
let me see what I'm about to do.
Yep.
So y'all can take this journey with me and see what that looks like. All right, I promise you it won't happen too often. I can bet you that much. But
We got a
thank you
few,
all.
few more people joining the room. We got Tia. Hey, Tia, welcome. We got what you said hello to Ashley, but I'm saying hello to Ashley because I didn't say hello. But got Andrea, Cindy. I saw a few new names here. I don't know if I
Yes,
Anita.
yes.
Is it Shay or Che? I feel like it's Shay.
And Kiana, we missed. So, yes, y'all, get in here. Tag your friends. Let us know where you're watching from if you haven't done so already. If this is your first time hanging out with us, type first time in the comments so that we can celebrate our first timers. And if you are always here hanging out with us on BBG TV, type hey beautiful in the comments so that we can acknowledge you as
Mhm.
well. We see the people getting in here. Okay, so we got so much to talk about, y'all. So let's go ahead
Let's
on
get to
and
it.
get this party started, girls. So first of all, we want to do our official welcome to you all to BBG TV Brown Conversations. This is our virtual platform where we talk about all things brown girl related. We
Honestly.
are here to connect you to other like-minded women and give you a platform to share your voice in the brown conversations that matter to us and those we care about. We invite you to follow Beautiful
Yep.
Brown Girls and follow us individually as we take this journey through life. My name is Kimberland, and I come to you out of Central PA. I am an educator, author, a life coach. I focus on helping women discover their God given purpose in life. And tonight, I am one of your hosts.
And I'm Sab. I come to you from Dallas, Texas. I am a marketing professional. I'm a podcaster, and I need to have a better list of things that I am and that I do because I am more than just that. But
You do have a lot. So
but
you just need to
welcome.
list it all out.
I just need to list it all out. But welcome everybody. I'm excited. We're always excited. I'm always excited. So
Yeah, so
let's
let me
get it
shout out
on.
these first timers right quick. So we have AJ is
Let's do
here for the
it.
first time. Renee is here for the
Hey
first
Renee.
time. It was somebody else. Oh, Kiana is here for the first
God.
time. Oh my gosh, we love it. We have first timers, honey. Yes. So shout out to our first timers. Spirit fingers for you. Hey boo. Now y'all are officially part of the crew. Okay. So next time y'all will type hey beautiful because you'll officially be members. All right. So having said that, I don't think we have any announcements today, Sab. So
No.
we just want to go ahead on. Oh, one quick announcement that we always want to make sure that we honor is that everyone gets connected to our members network, right? So our members network is our VIP space off of Facebook where we get to be our beautiful brown selves, free from the algorithm, free from all of the things that try to hold a brown girl down. Okay. So we want you to go over to members.beautifulbrowngirls.com so that you can connect there and see all of the things that we are doing. We have so much going on. Beautiful Brown Girls is so much more than what you see right here. So we want to make sure that you really get connected and plugged into all of those things. So again, if you go to members.beautifulbrowngirls.com, you will be able to get connected to our VIP BBG social space where we get to be our beautiful brown selves. Okay, Sab,
Thank you,
that was
Kimberland,
my
for that.
commercial.
Well, no,
Thank you.
we appreciate that. And you do it so well. You do it so seamlessly. Does she? I think she does. But
I've
thanks
been
for that.
practicing, so I appreciate it.
You do. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So we have Amanda Gordon. Amanda Gordon is the young lady that, we have segments here, right? So we start with segments. So new movies, new streaming things, new things that we need to watch or should be watching. So Amanda Gorman, she's going to be featured on an episode of the Oprah Conversation on April 30. So, on Apple TV. A lot of us don't I don't have Apple TV. Kimberland, do you have Apple TV?
Listen, I be trying to tell you, girl, I got a
All of
network.
these streaming
Okay.
services?
So listen, we be working together in this BBG community to look out for one another. So we all got Apple TV. Okay. So if one has Apple TV, everybody got Apple
One
TV.
has Apple
So
TV.
y'all
We
just
all
go
have
ahead and be generous in the comments. Okay. But yeah, I'm excited for this. Amanda Gorman is life. And I'm still here for her yellow jacket. Y'all know yellow is my favorite color. So yay.
we brown girls do beautiful in yellow. Brown girls do good in yellow. Like I think that's our color. That officially is our color. It should be our color. No, it should be designated our color.
They are so funny in the comments. Ashley said, "Well, send me the link, then, sis." Listen, we got to look out for one another. So, somebody holler at our girl Ashley so she can check it out. All right.
So, a thriller. There is this new movie coming out called. It's Amazon's latest thriller called. It's set in the 1950s, and it's called Them. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So we put a few pictures in there just because I'll give you a synopsis. It's set in the 1950s and it will center in on a Black family who moves from North Carolina to an all-white neighborhood in Los Angeles during the Great Migration. Opening the trailer is this idyllic scenes of Black family with haunting music loops around. Essentially, when you look at the pictures, it's giving me Jordan Peele's Us vibes.
This picture right here. Sis says she don't like it.
And I'm like,
She don't like.
definitely giving me
Okay,
Jordan
sis.
Peele vibes. Yeah, April 9th, Amazon. Shahidi Wright Joseph, the young lady that she played Nala, the young Nala in The Lion King. She played Zora in Us. That's why I said it's giving me Us vibes. And yeah, so April 9th, check it out.
I'm excited about this. I don't even like horror movies like that at all, but I definitely appreciate thrillers that have Black characters in them. Like I really just appreciate that. So I'm actually kind of looking forward to this. Ashley says she's only watching during the day. I definitely don't watch at night because listen, I be nervous about things bumping and creaking in the night. So, but April 9th, you say Prime?
Amazon Prime. Them, not us, but them. I know it's weird,
Gotcha.
but the next one is Tina Turner. She has a film or documentary that is currently out right now, and it is on HBO Max, HBO documentary, and it's a documentary on HBO Original, and it's celebrating the life and the music of the legendary Tina Turner. And I seen little snippets of it. I intended to watch it this weekend. I did not, unfortunately, but I plan to, and I will. And I wanted to mention, she talks about how she wants to enter the third and final chapter in her life out of the spotlight. And it's revealed that she has a form of post-traumatic stress disorder from the domestic abuse that she suffered at the hands of her first husband, music partner Ike Turner.
We can
And
understand that.
what was really heartbreaking when I was reading up on this is she just doesn't feel like she led a good life. She truly feels that way. And it's just unfortunate and it's sad. She's 81. She's been plagued by ill health, including a stroke, cancer. She suffered kidney failure. But I would say the happy, I mean, I personally think from on the outside that she's lived a fabulous life. She found a husband, a wonderful husband that loves her to no end. And I'm looking forward to watching it. I can't speak to it as much because I haven't watched it yet, but I plan on watching it and I look forward to watching it. But I hope that this final stage that she is entering in her life is a fulfilling one and can be a happy one. And I know that she's been going through a lot. So definitely look out for that. It's out right now on like HBO Max, HBO Original. It's a documentary.
I see Christina said that she watched it and she said she tells it all for real this time. So we definitely want to check that out. And how can we give Auntie Tina her flowers while she's still here?
Yeah. Well,
she's been through so much.
I mean, she don't want to deal with us here in the US. She all the way over there in
Girl,
Switzerland.
I don't blame her. Listen, I don't need much blame her. I can't eat much blame her. Okay, because listen, the shenanigans. And sis I've been through too much in here, this great America, the US of A. So listen, I don't even blame her, but I definitely think at the very least we need to all watch the movie and let's stream some of her music or something. Like, you know, let's get Auntie Tina some love while she's still here and can appreciate it, because she's really had some real health issues that have come about in the past little bit. So we gotta
love to do it here, but we might get shut down, so we can't do it here. We want to do it.
No, we can't. I know, child. We look. That would be awesome if we could rock out, girl. They be looking for any reason to kick us off this here good book of faces, child. So y'all gotta stream it on your own, okay? Because child, they be coming for us. Okay, listen.
All right. So the next versus is SWV and Escape. Y'all, are y'all here for it? What do you think?
I'm here for it. I'm so here for it. Who you want to win? I know it's not really like a winning thing, but who you going for?
If I were,
I
like both of them, but if I were rooting for someone, I'm going for the hits. I would go for SWV. They still got only Coco.
You feel like SWV got more hits than Escape?
I do. I can't list them all. Mm-hmm. Because like Escape, yeah, I do. I Get So Weak, Right Here. What's the thing that they did with Michael Jackson? They, in my opinion, what do you ladies think in the community and or gentlemen?
And who y'all going for? Okay, Jennifer said it's gonna be hard. Cindy said it's hard. Ashley said both. Listen, I don't know. We need to vote it out in the comments. So fun fact on both that when I was in 8th grade, I believe we had a talent show and me and my 3 friends were Escape, and we did Just Kicking It, right? And here I was at the local Christian school, and it was so funny because you know that part of the song where it's like, before me and my man get in the sack, I tell him too, right? So we were doing that part. And I remember my teacher, and I was at a little Lutheran school, child. And she was like, "What did you say on that part?" And I was like, "Before me and my man is in the set, I tell him to." Like, I just mumbled it. I didn't want her to know the word. We don't know. I was like, "Before me and my man is in the set." So funny.
We all do that when we don't know the words to a song. We like.
No, I knew the words. I
Oh,
didn't want her to know that I knew the words because we was at the Lutheran school, girl. They was gonna be like, if you don't get your behind up off that stage. So yeah, I had to pretend like
did
I
you
didn't know
win?
the words. But
Did y'all win?
we were, of course we were. I don't know, girl.
Did
I
you
can't
win?
remember. That was a long time ago. That was like 30 years ago, child. I don't know. But I do love SWV. Now, Week, that was me and my high school boyfriend's songs. I used to sing it to him. The memories. So yeah, I don't have a side. And clearly the people here are going for
SWV.
SWV. Like nobody's business. So I guess we'll see. So that'll be on when is this? This is in May, Mother's Day weekend.
Yep, Mother's Day weekend.
And then
It'll
somebody
be May
else
8th.
mentioned that Earth, Wind, and Fire and the Isley Brothers
Are
is
they?
on this Sunday.
Are they?
Yeah. Yes, honey. So that's something else to watch.
I'll
Okay.
pass,
So
though.
versus wow. I don't even know what to say, guys.
You sound appalled.
I was
Where's
just
my water?
caught off guard. Like, my Lord. Like, you said it with so much conviction. What is happening in front of my eyes?
Down the wrong pipe
I
trying
don't
to
know if
laugh.
we'll ever be I don't know if we'll ever be the same again, Sab. I just
We'll get over it. You know, friendships evolve, friendships change, friendships mend. We'll work it out.
Karen said, Sab.
Yeah. I just maybe I have to watch it to actually get into it, but on face value, I'm like, okay. Like
girl.
last verses with Ghostface and Rakim. That was like, you got 40, 50-year-old men sagging, and I get it. Ghostface and Rakim are like an institution, but I was turned off by the sagging of the pants of
What
40,
they got
50.
to do with
Because it was just, I don't want to see your butt at 60 years old. I get it. It's about the culture. I don't know. That's just Sab's personal preference. I don't know.
Y'all stretch your hands for Sab. I just want to move on because I don't even have anything else to say.
All right. I'm sorry.
Things are just forever different now.
You guys are getting to know me on here. My preferences just are so teeny bit. All right. So next on Image Awards, did you watch the NAACP Image Awards this weekend?
I watched pieces of it, and it was pretty beautiful. I feel like anytime we have spaces that are celebrating us in our own, that it is absolutely something to honor. So yeah.
I love I did not watch it. However, I am a fan of the NAACP Awards because this is a space, obviously for us, but it's one of those award shows. And this is my opinion. It's not like a BET. It's very different, but this is one of those award shows that a lot of celebrities, Black celebrities, look forward to. Like it's for shows that they put it in their bio, NAACP Image Award winner. They don't necessarily put like BET awards. I don't know. I mean, it's a very.
I feel like it's more uplifting.
What's the word?
It's more uplifting and celebratory of the community.
Yeah.
So there was some notable wins that happened.
Yeah,
you want to rattle some of
those
those
off? A lot of them. So Viola Davis won Outstanding Actress in the motion picture Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. We mentioned that last month for the Oscars, I believe. No, the Oscars, I believe. Or Chadwick Boseman won Outstanding Actor in Ma Rainey's Black Bottom.
He won too, actually. So he won for Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, and he also won for Five Bloods. Best
in the NAACP Image Awards?
Uh-huh.
Oh, wow, that's amazing. I didn't know that. Now, help me here, community and Kimberland. Is it Regé-Jean Page? Regé-Jean Page?
So I was saying Regé-Jean Page. But at any rate, we know him from Bridgerton. So
who's that? Is that the Duke?
Huh?
Is that the Duke?
Yeah, girl. Yes, honey, the Duke. Yeah. Yes, girl. So the Duke won for Outstanding Actor in a Drama Series in Bridgerton. And then we also had, did you mention Issa Rae? So she won for Outstanding Actress in a Comedy Series for Insecure.
Our forever president
Uh-huh.
won 4 literary award for his memoir, A Promised Land. Stacey Abrams, Social Impact. LeBron James, the President's Award. Tabitha Brown, Outstanding Social Media Personality. Eddie Murphy.
Tab! I'm
Can
sorry, I
I
had to
just
give big up.
say, I was
I
going for
love
Kevin.
Tab.
I love Kev
Were
on stage.
you? I do
Yes,
as
he
well.
and I love his wife too, Mrs. Kev on stage. Like they are
Mhm.
just such an amazing, beautiful, very transparent and open, fun couple. I'm sorry, I'm just a fan of Kevin. So see my bias here. Eddie Murphy and then
I'm a
Blackish.
fan as well, though. But I love Tab. I feel like Tab has a larger reach, and Kev knew he wasn't gonna win against
What?
Tab. Like,
No. Kev is in my timeline every day, making me laugh, doing something funny. He's just,
absolutely.
and I
But
love
Tab is giving the inspiration.
she does. I don't watch her as much. However,
But that's what she
Kevin,
wants.
for me, he is bringing everyone with him. He's not just doing this alone. He's opened that
He
door and
does. You're
bringing his
right.
whole community with him. Like
Yes.
I love Kevin. Very, very
Yes,
funny. Him
I
and
do
his wife.
too. But
And then
Tab won that one. And then Blackish won
because that's
huge.
her business.
Right, exactly. So Anthony Anderson won for Outstanding Actor in a Comedy Series. Deon Cole won for Outstanding Supporting Actor in a Comedy Series. Marseille Martin won Outstanding Supporting Actress. So Blackish
Mm-hmm.
really walked away with a lot. So
Mm-hmm.
shout out to them. Of course, we know that everybody in the NAACP Image Awards
All
is
winners.
Black.
All winners.
Just being celebrated by our community is super awesome. But shout out to those who won those
Absolutely.
awards and that recognition.
All right. So you guys remember Hair Love? I feel like we talked about this before, but Matthew
We
Cherry
did.
created Hair Love. He released his first few photos of his new project with HBO Max called Young Love. It'll be a 12 episode series based on the Hair Love character. So, yeah, exciting times. Looking forward to it. You here for it? Are we here for it? I feel like we're here for it.
If
I feel
y'all
like we're
haven't
here
seen
for
Hair
it.
Love yet, definitely go on YouTube. I think it was like 7 minutes, right?
Uh,
But it was like a tearjerker in those seven
yeah.
minutes. So I can't imagine what the series is going to look like. Like it really makes my heart smile that he has this opportunity to expand this. So we definitely
Mm-hmm,
want to
mm-hmm.
pay attention to this because he absolutely has capitalized on everything with Hair Love and really needs his flowers for creating this. So shout out to that.
All right. So next, Sharon, not Karen, but she could be Karen, but she's Sharon. Is out. She is out.
Update. Gone. Bye. Bye,
Mhm.
girl.
I mean,
So
yeah,
we
I feel
know
like
last show we talked about like what happened with Sharon Osbourne, Cheryl Underwood. We had a whole segment about it for the last
mhm,
half of our show. If you didn't catch it, go back and catch last show. But we really talked about how Sharon Osbourne was supporting Pierce Morgan and then demanded that Cheryl Underwood educate her and all that. Which how they
mhm.
launched a whole investigation, honey. The other Black host on the show filed a complaint with HR along with her hairdresser, honey. Like it turned into a whole thing. And y'all, Sharon is gone. You hear me? Bye. Bye, Sharon girl. Bye.
She was responsible for getting Holly Robinson Pete and the other young lady from that was formerly on the Joanne or Roseanne show fired
Roseanne.
from.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm,
Sarah Gilbert. Yeah,
mm-hmm.
Sharon, she done got outed, honey, for her foolishness. Okay. So
Did.
as Aisha said, peace out, Sharon. We won't miss you, girl. So we wanted to update y'all on that. Okay. All right. Bye, Sharon.
All right, so we just talked about Issa. So Issa Rae just signed a deal to produce new shows and films with Warner Media. The value of the deal is estimated to be 40 million. That's not saying that she's going to get 40 million, but it's the whole deal overall. It's a 5-year deal, 40 million deal. And that's what the deal is estimated to be worth at. And I was listening to this podcast and said that she got a white man deal, which is what we want for her, right? Like, so congratulations to Issa. I'm excited to see what content she has in the pipeline. this will be her last season of fifth and last season of Insecure. I believe we talked about this before. I'm pretty sure that we did before, and a lot of people were disappointed. Myself, probably you, and the community included. So this will be the fifth and final season. So congratulations to Issa on that white man deal and getting her coins.
Yeah, Issa is on that mogul status right now. So I'm here for it. She is literally not just what she's doing with her production, but she is literally investing into the community in LA. So that's just so dope. Like, do it, sis. We're here for it. Okay.
So Sesame Street, for those of you who have children those of you who have children that are watching, and for those of you who don't, and for those of you who are teachers, and for those of you who interact with kids, Sesame Street is coming out with two new characters, essentially, two new Black characters. They're welcoming two new Black puppets to talk Black stuff. Not talk Black stuff, but talk about.
Because I was throw something at you through the screen. Let me tell the people what's happening, because you about to go on some tangent. So they have come up with these two Black characters to talk about race explicitly. So what we know is that kids who are toddlers recognize that there are racial differences. So they have created these two Black they have created these two Black characters to talk openly about race and what it looks like to live as a Black person. If you've been paying attention to Sesame Street, they've been very, very intentional with their inclusivity. So they have like a homeless puppet has joined the cast. They have another puppet that has autism that has joined the cast. I believe that they also have a puppet that has same-sex parents that have joined the cast. So what I appreciate about Sesame Street, don't quote me on that, that might be in the works. But what I appreciate about them is that they are making an intentional effort, right? So a lot of times we shy away from having race conversations with little people because we feel like they don't notice. But as Sab just pointed out a moment ago, that kids as young as 3 years old recognize that their skin is a different color from somebody else's. So I think it's going to be really interesting to see how they utilize these Black characters to be able to have these conversations. And I feel like in the past, Sesame Street has done a good job with tackling topics that are more difficult. So I'm here for it. Like, I'm really interested to see what that's going to look like. And as Aisha said, let the babies see themselves with the other characters. So representation, right? And making sure that these characters, if you even look at their hair, like, you know, it's kinky hair, like ours, right? So I think this really gives an opportunity to be able to tackle some of these uncomfortable topics, and also help parents as they're trying to figure out how to have topics with their little people. Then they can watch this and maybe get some pointers. So excited about that.
Can we just hold this picture here? There's so many things that I'm picking up from this picture as I look at it. I love, as you mentioned, the hair, the fade. Like they did a good job of really tackling. Then you got the Black man with the wedding ring with his son.
And I've never seen that before. I noticed that wedding ring and I was like, I don't think the characters have had like wedding rings in the past, the puppets, you know?
So they were really meticulous about these details. And there were a little rumblings of criticism. I only heard one criticism. And I mean, you talked about that during show prep. Should I mention it now? No. Should I mention it now? No,
the criticism is wondering how they're going to be used, right? So making sure that the onus doesn't fall on the Black people in order to bear the burden of educating others. So that's something that we need to pay attention to, right? And hold them accountable for the way that they utilize these characters. But I definitely appreciate this step in the right direction. I think with every attempt to address these topics, there's always going to be some type of criticism, but we haven't even seen it in action yet. So it's like, let's see what they do, right? And then let's hold them accountable to what they say that they're going to do. So, so Aisha said, being a Black dad with his Black son, and he's married, just so much love for this. So, appreciating the representation. So those of you that have little people, get to watching it and let us know what you think and what your thoughts are. Yeah.
All right. So 19 updates. All right. So Krispy Kreme is offering a really sweet reward for folks who get vaccinated against COVID-19. Free donuts. So all you got to do is nationwide. It's a nationwide initiative. The donut chain says people who come with a valid vaccination card can snag a free original glazed donut just by showing proof of the shots. And the offer is valid every day for the rest of the year.
Oh, okay. So y'all that got y'all vaccine going to get y'all some donuts, honey. Yes. Yes. That's what's up.
And then, so here are the states that are offering COVID vaccinations for everyone. Last week, Texas, or I believe this week, Texas just said, okay, now everybody get it. Because you realize that you remember certain states were going in phases from the most vulnerable to the least, well, healthcare, what do you call those people? Essential workers, then the older population, and then it went to another phase. At least here in Texas, they went through the various phases. So we're showing here the states that are giving everyone the vaccines, as they should. I mean, we should. The Biden administration is trying to achieve full herd immunity by May. Is that what he said?
He said May 1st.
Like, I don't think he's on target, but I appreciate the effort. So yeah, just want you and gents to know.
Cindy said that Georgia is offering for everyone next week. So if you are in Georgia, go ahead and get tapped into that. And they're passing on the Krispy Kreme. They say Krispy Kreme trying to mess up hot girl summer, child. They're not here for it.
I haven't had Krispy Kreme in a while, but I would do.
There aren't even Krispy Kremes in Pennsylvania, so I can't even partake. But no. Oh, and Robin, thank y'all for these tidbits. Robin said that Staples is offering to laminate your vaccine card for free until April 4th. So y'all go ahead and get that taken care of as well, so that it is durable and that it lasts, so that you can show your credentials to the peoples. Okay.
I mean, it may be a requirement for travel, for international travel. So there's something to keep in mind. I realize I've seen some countries may potentially require to show your vaccination status if you're trying to travel abroad and enter their country. So those are things that we should keep in mind as well. And
so speaking of keep in mind, you want to tell us about your experience?
Yes, I did. I got my Fauci.
You got your what?
My Fauci, my Dr. Fauci shot.
How was it?
It was a very seamless experience. Everything was very organized. Everybody was very friendly. It was drive-through. I did it via drive-through, and I did have some soreness of the arm. So I got my first dose of the Moderna shot, and they will call for the next one. But the only thing that I experienced is just a really sore arm. But I have heard, and from hearing from multiple sources and from different people, that the second one is the one that takes you out. So I have some apprehension, but I'm looking forward to it. I am. I'm looking forward to it. I just want to get this over with. I want to do my part, and I just want to do my part. I'm glad that people in my community have gotten the vaccine. Like my mother, I'm looking forward to going to visit her because she's got both. She's got the shot, so I can go and visit her with confidence and knowing that she is fine and I am fine as well. But speaking of the vaccine, news came out today that the Moderna and the Pfizer vaccines are proving highly effective in preventing coronavirus infections under real world. They're basically saying that the first shot right now is the 2-dose regimen prevented 90% of the infections by 2 weeks after the second shot. 1 dose prevented 80% of infections by 2 weeks after vaccinations. And this is coming from the CDC this morning. So if you got the first shot of the Pfizer or the Moderna, you are 90%. Because what I heard, let me get this out, is saying that if you get the vaccine, you can still get COVID. But your reaction to it won't be as severe. But this CDC article today is saying that they debated whether or not the vaccinated people can still get asymptomatic infections and transmit the virus to others, and said the study by researchers at the Center of Disease and Control Prevention suggested that transmission is extremely unlikely. So it's something to look forward to as we move forward to this full herd immunity. You got the Johnson & Johnson out there. You got the Pfizer and the Moderna. And there's 181 vaccines currently in development that we talked about last episode. But and it's just something to look forward to. Have you got your Fauci yet, Kimberland? Are you still on the?
That's a negative. No? That's a negative. So I thought I was gonna watch y'all and see what happened. But I'm happy for y'all that have had it. I see a few different types of reactions that are here. So Ashley, Ashley said I'm laughing because of what she said, not because of what she had to go through. She said she received the Johnson & Johnson Saturday and thought she was going to see the Father in all of his glory.
Oh, thanks. I'm sorry. I see Tiffany says Tylenol 3-second shot. Thank you, Tiffany. I'll do that.
AJ said her husband was sick with a fever and chills after the second one. Tiffany said, make sure you take Tylenol. So there are, let me see. Aisha said her parents had their 2 shots. The second was a little tender, but all good. So she's hopeful for her next shot on Thursday. So it really depends. Also, some people are finding out that they already had COVID when it first came out and they didn't know. So their reactions aren't as severe as other people's, but definitely have heard the gamut. Like I've heard some people like, nah, easy peasy, good to go. Yeah. And then I've heard other people be like, child, I had to take off a week. Like that thing was really something. So just make sure that you plan accordingly, right? So if you go take the vaccine, don't think that the next day you're going to be up and good, right? So, make it a light day, plan accordingly so that you don't have to have an emergency trying to, call off of work and, all of that kind of stuff. Just go ahead and plan so that you are able to prepare in case. And then if it comes out on the better side of that, then you don't have to worry about it. You'll be good to go. Mm-hmm. So having said all of that, thank you all for continuing to share those tips. If you will continue to share your tips and your experiences into the comments so that you all are able to benefit from each other's experience. So we do want to shift just a little bit and acknowledge the craziness that continues to happen in our country. And I found this as I was looking through to try to figure out, like, how do we want to address this? So this is from Ben & Jerry's website. And here they have, we must dismantle white supremacy. So as I'm sure you all have heard by now, that there have been several mass shootings in the past week, but there was a terrorist attack against Asian Americans, Pacific Islanders, our AAPI community that occurred in Atlanta. And what we really know is that at the root of that is white supremacy. Right. There are some like factions of people that are talking, oh, well, where were the Asian people when Black people were going through this and, whatever. But this is the thing. At the root is white supremacy. And that is what we're really fighting. So we're not fighting each other. We're fighting white supremacy. So we really want to, the best case scenario would be for all marginalized communities to come together to fight white supremacy, because that's the real enemy in all of this. So I always appreciate Ben & Jerry's. I know y'all probably not eating ice cream because you don't want the Krispy Kreme donuts either. But if you do feel like you want to have some ice cream, Ben & Jerry's might be a good place to get some, because they always take a firm stand on social justice issues. And it is really, really appreciated because, as they said, silence is not an option, right? So as we are being informed consumers and thinking about the type of products that in companies that we do want to buy into, thinking about supporting a company like Ben & Jerry's instead of a company like Coke. Right. So just yesterday, and we'll talk about this in a little bit, Sab and I were on a call about a boycott for Coke because of the new legislation that's passed. So we'll get into that in a little bit. But thinking about really supporting them and their bold stance. So having said all of that, we also came across this graphic on one of the social pages that we follow, which is Melanin and Mental Health. So you all know, like, we are firmly committed to destigmatizing conversations about mental health and making sure that we honor mental health and all of the things that come along with that. So this one was called Self-Care. I'm going to share a full screen. Yes, I am. Self-care for when racist terrorism is labeled as having a bad day. So if you were paying attention to the coverage, they said things like, the sheriff said like, oh, the gunman was having a bad day, and that resulted in him killing 8 people. Like, whatevs. So this graphic talks about how we can really combat racist terrorism and make sure that we are honoring our self-care. So recognize that gaslighting is a form of psychological abuse intended to question your sanity. Gaslighting is something that the last administration made very popular. It was just something that they lived by. So recognizing that that is a thing when it's happening. Connect with people that will affirm, validate, and celebrate your existence, and drown out anyone who does not. So curating your social spaces to make sure that you are keeping yourself in the company of people that are going to lift you up. Process your emotions. Something that often happens when these situations happen is we get inundated with additional information, and it becomes a lot, right? So we really want to make sure that we process that information and schedule a therapy session if you need to really talk things through. So though this wasn't a direct attack on Black or Brown communities, this was a direct attack rooted in white supremacy. So making sure you do things that are empowering, making sure you tap into joy, and rest and recharge when you need to. It is okay to take care of yourself, and it is necessary for you to take care of yourself. So honoring those things, right? So this is just a reminder for us to make sure that we are doing everything that we can to take care of ourselves when these things happen. Okay. So just wanted to kind of throw that out there and keep us in a place and space of remembering that it is okay to not be okay, and that this is
okay.
Yeah, this is a thing that we really need to be okay with saying that we're not okay with. So again, that was from Melanin and Mental Health. So I'll show it one more time just so you can see that. So melaninandmentalhealth.com, and on Instagram is at melanin and mental health. So they put out some really great mental health content that we can tap into. So
thank you for
having
that.
said that,
I said, thank you for that. Thank you for that.
Yes.
That was informative.
Absolutely. So the next thing, as we transition into our Black Lives Matter segment, is have you all been paying attention to what's been happening with Tamir Rice's mom? That's who's on the left, and Tamika Mallory. Have you heard any of it, Sab?
Not until you brought it up in the show prep yesterday, and I did listen. No, I'm not listening. I did read the article today, and Tamir Rice's mom is mad for a reason unknown and unbeknownst and unknown and perplexing to me. She's mad that people mad.
So let me give a quick synopsis to kind of bring those up to date who may not have been paying attention. So we know that Tamir Rice is the young boy who was 12 years old, who was playing with a gun in the park in Ohio, I believe it was. He was gunned down, and he was one of the first that were killed, like Trayvon Martin, Tamir Rice, Alton Sterling. Those were some of the first people. So Tamir Rice's mom had gone on record of saying that she didn't appreciate people like Tamika Mallory, Shaun King, and Benjamin Crump. She called them ambulance chasers and opportunists. So it's been like a whole big old situation of things that have been happening. And one of the cornerstones of what she said is that she felt like the community, like they were raising money in her son's name, but not doing what needed to be done to support the family. So she mentioned that she was homeless at one point.
Because they didn't give money to her?
I'm sorry.
Like, I'm venting aloud. Keep talking. I'm just like, because they didn't give money to you?
So she feels like they were raising money. She feels like they were raising money in her son's name. At one point, she was homeless after Tamir was murdered, and she feels that Sean King, for instance, was specifically named and saying that he had raised a large amount of money, and she is assuming she didn't provide factual evidence, but saying that there was probably more that was raised than what was given to her. She didn't ask for that money to be raised. So she feels like there should have been, if it was raised for Tamir Rice, then it should have come to her. Like, she should have never been in the situation for to be homeless and things of that nature. She specifically called out Tamika Mallory and saying that Tamika Mallory kind of lumped Tamika Mallory in with Sean King and Benjamin Crump. Tamika Mallory then went on record as stating that she had reached out to Tamir Rice's mom and his family, but they had never connected. So she's never talked to her. She has never connected with her, what have you. And there are many parents, such as Breonna Taylor's parents, Trayvon Martin's parents, Ahmaud Arbery's family. So there are families that have worked intimately with Tamika Mallory and Until Freedom. And they have been launching their support about Tamika Mallory and her work. So this is the question. Do you all feel that this is strategic segregation or strategic attack to fracture the Black community? Because so Sean King, as he was addressing some of this, was saying like these are the type of tactics that were used with COINTEL. So if you think about the Black Panther Party and the infusion of informants into the Black Panther Party, the same thing happened with Martin Luther King, the same thing happened with Malcolm X. So do we feel that it is possible that this is strategic fracturing in order to get the Black community to be fighting each other? So again, now we're not fighting white terrorism and white supremacy. We're now fighting each other. And now we already don't have a leader. So now let's fracture them even more. So just wondering what you all think.
I think this is a great topic. I can see her side of it, but I also...
Which her?
I'm sorry,
Ms. Rice?
Rice's mother. Yeah, I do see. I mean, Sean King has always felt like an opportunist to me, but yeah, it's like she was homeless. She was in a precarious situation. I mean, are you expecting, in my mind, are you expecting them to like fund your plight? And she's upset that they are allegedly raising money on her son's behalf. I mean, and the article that I read is saying that she has not raised money on his behalf, but when she's out and she's talking, she does, Tamika, she lumps all of their names and all of the afflicted families. She mentions them in her spiel when she's talking and she's doing her talking point. She does mention all that families. So I see both sides of the coin. It's like, they're trying to use their platform. Tamika's using her platform. And I think it all started with the Grammys. Tamika's using her platform to elevate everything that is happening within the Black community. But then I also see Tamir Rice's mother's side where, you know, she's going through this situation and where is this money that you're raising on behalf of my son to help people like me in my community? So I see both sides, but I also think that there should have been a conversation between her and Tamika, not on social media or on a podcast, but then people always tend to turn to social media or podcasts just because that's the go-to. But I don't have an opinion on it, but because it is divisive to your point. So yeah, I do see both sides. It's very divisive and I just don't like seeing it because they're both powerful women, and Tamir Rice's mother is powerful in her own right, because she's out there advocating on behalf of her son. So I don't know. I don't like to see this. I don't like to see us sitting here talking about this because we know Tamika Mallory is a force to be reckoned with within the Black community when it comes to our situation, our plight.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot. Andrea just said, who has Auntie Oprah's number? Let's get them at the table. Or Ayanna Van Zandt, right? Possibly.
No.
I definitely hate. Did you say no?
Not Ayanna. No, she don't fix nothing. Ayana
I
never fix
disagree.
anything.
But anyway, somebody who can mediate the situation so that
Mama
they are
Oprah.
able to talk about it. I definitely can see both sides. And Tamika even admitted, she was like, Miss Rice, she's like, we all failed Miss Rice. Like, we all turned our back on Miss Rice and weren't there when she needed us the most, right? So it is a collective effort, but when we start calling out specific names, Tamika Mallory is like, I have never talked to her. Like, I have tried, but I've like, she can't vouch for my work because we've never worked together, type of thing. Tanya mentioned that Tamika Mallory has a Cadillac sponsorship. And how is that aiding in Black Lives Matter issues? So this is my thing about platforms, right? Is a platform is a platform, and platforms can be used to further a message. So I think if the platform is used responsibly, then it allows someone to speak to more people. It reminds me of LeBron James talking about using his platform as an athlete to talk about issues that are happening in the community, right? So I guess, need to see more about what she's doing with that. But I didn't have any issue with her being on the Grammys. I actually thought that it was pretty dope that she used that worldwide, nationwide platform to say what she said, to hold the administration accountable, right? So I think it becomes very dicey when we blame somebody for a platform that they didn't create, that people gave to them. Now, if they're using that irresponsibly, then, we definitely have to do something about that. But as somebody who has a budding platform, I didn't wake up and be like, you know what I want to do? I want to have an opportunity to talk to over 50,000 women across the nation about whatever. Like, I didn't wake up and say that. Like, it's God's gift to be able to have a platform. So I just definitely think it's about the responsibility of use of the platform and leveraging that to be able to make change. So let's keep our kind of eyes and ears on this situation and push for them to talk to each other, right? And not to be going to podcasts and all that kind of stuff and dragging each other through the mud. Like, it's just so divisive. And I'm just so sad that it happened. But we definitely would be remiss if we didn't share it with you all as our community. So that was that.
All right.
So then, Georgia. Yeah. So you want to give a brief synopsis of what happens?
Yes. So Georgia passed a voter suppression law, essentially, requiring new ID requirements, restrictions to early and absentee voting, and making things like giving water and food illegal to people who are waiting in line to vote. So it says State Representative Park Cannon was arrested for knocking on the door while their governor Kemp had signed the law behind closed doors. And you see this picture in the back. Can we do it? Well, sure, you don't need to. So it's a picture. So it's a picture in the background of a Georgia plantation that is hanging behind Kemp in this photograph. And writing about the history about the Callaway plantation in Wilkes County, Georgia, said it's a place depicted and it thrived because of the back-breaking labor of more than 100 slaves who were held in cruel human bondage. So this is a slave plantation in the back of Governor Kemp as he's signing this voter suppression bill.
Interesting.
It's like, we turn the state blue. We win with Black women. Turn the state blue. They stole Stacey Abrams' governor election. Like, it's like, I feel like with these suppression tactics, we're going to figure out a way. I mean, they didn't amped up Stacey. They didn't make Stacey pissed off, and we saw what Stacey did to Georgia. It's like they just don't want Black people to vote. That's just point blank.
No, they don't. Plain and simple.
They literally don't. It's so blatant. So it's just, I don't know what else to say to it, but I feel like you're giving us another hurdle. We're gonna work through and figure out some other tactics on how to work around it. And while it is frustrating and arduous and strenuous and all the other adjectives, we're gonna figure out a way, because we always do. And this
Mm-hmm.
is just so blatant, you guys. When I saw this and I read this, I was just like, is this real?
Yeah, it is. And that's the crazy thing, is that it is real. And who is that? Dr. Kimberly just said that there are other states who are trying to implement the law as well. So we were on a call last night with Win with Black Women, and we were talking about what are we doing about this, right? So there's been a call for organizations and people to not go to Atlanta, not or the state of Georgia, period, right? So hurt them in tourism. We know that they definitely thrive off of that. Unfortunately, our sis Keisha Lance Bottoms is the mayor, but this is a statewide situation right here that calls for radical change. There's also been calls for boycotting of Coke and Delta, whose headquarters are there in Atlanta, because Delta, they said, put out a statement that was a very racist statement, just pretty much in support of this. Coke has been pretty quiet on the issue. And yes, Cindy, there is a lawsuit. Stacey Abrams' organization, I lost the name of it just now, but her organization has filed a lawsuit against the state of Georgia for this legislation. So people are fighting it, but we definitely just need to be aware of what is happening. So if you are somebody that is connected to an organization of people, as Ashley said, we want to hit them in their pockets. And make sure that we let it be known that our dollars do matter and our lives do matter. And for them to make something like giving out water to people in line illegal, like, come on, y'all, like, come on. So let's pay attention. The more information that we get from the Women with Black Women organization, we'll be definitely passing that on to you all, so that we can make sure that we are all on the same page. So yeah.
So next we have, can you speak to this one? Beautifully Shaded, All Black Skin Matters with Marseille Martin. So
this is with Waco's first Black police chief.
Sorry, guys.
So this is Dr. Cheryl Victorian. She was officially sworn in as Waco's first Black police chief. She's a 27-year veteran with the Houston Police Department, where she worked her way up from cadet to assistant chief, and now she's becoming Waco's first Black chief. So progression
we should be running out of first. But
I know it's that's why I said progression is happening. It is literally at a snail's pace. But this is big. This is Texas, right? Yeah. So you're in Texas, and those of you who are watching that are in Texas, this ain't something that's easy to come by. Yeah. So definitely want to honor Chief Victorian as she takes the helm.
Name. I love that name.
Yeah. So hopefully she is able to make change and not be blamed, for instance, with situations, but that she's able to really create the legacy for herself and her administration of being the chief. So definitely wanted to take a moment to acknowledge her in this huge achievement.
All right. So what else do we have on the docket? So Evanston, Illinois has become the first U.S. city to pay reparations to Black residents. The Chicago suburb city council voted 8-1 to distribute $400,000 to eligible Black households. What that entails, the details are still unknown right now. But yeah, Evanston, Illinois became the first U.S. city to make reparations available to Black residents for past discrimination and lingering effects of slavery. So
that is really something. I think it is a start, right? So it's nowhere near our 40 acres and a mule. But I think the acknowledgement, right, of the fact that they actually put their money where their mouth is, if you will, is a pretty big deal. So I think it's a start.
To your point, I think it's a start. I'm not a huge fan of it because you're just giving us a check and telling us to be happy, ninjas. I think reparation can come in the form of economic empowerment. I think what that is, figure it out. But I do think that it should not just be giving us a check and telling us to be happy and be well. I think it should be long-term things that they should do to alleviate systemic stuff. But I mean, yeah, it's a start, like you said. But
yeah, it's definitely Ashley said, where's Uncle Joe, right? So this is a drop in the bucket, like literally like a drop in the bucket of so many things that need to happen when we're talking about dismantling white supremacy and systemic racism. But yeah, Tiffany said, run me my check. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take the check. I appreciate you. And thank you. Now we also need to do this and need to do that, right? So we could start with the check. And then we can go ahead on and keep it pushing to something else, right? Aisha said all change has to start somewhere, right? So and Braniella said at this point the check won't do much, but them in the Black community rebuild Black Wall Street, right? So that's the and, right? So give me my check. And let's go ahead on and rebuild Black Wall Street. And let's go ahead on and make sure that, we dismantle the systems of redlining and healthcare disparities and all that. And while you're doing that, and let's do this too, right? So I'm a fan of, and I'm not going to be like, y'all can keep y'all look on. No, run me my check. And let's do this other stuff. So Andrea says systemic change is needed and the check will help. It does. It will help. So it's a drop in the bucket. It's a start.
Yeah. All right. So this week we want to play a game. We haven't played a game in a really long time.
It's been so long.
We
oh
usually
my God.
just dive into these deep topics. And let's play a game. This involves all of your participation. Kimberly, your participation. We're going to call this game For the Culture. And the reason why I call this For the Culture is because I got it from this app. It's this app online. It's kind of, what's that thing when you put it on your head and you go up and you down? It's like, it's like kind of like Taboo, sort of kind of.
Ish.
Ish, Taboo.
So this is our like spin on the thing. Thing. Okay. So, but For the Culture is a Black game, isn't it?
Yes, it's a whole app called For the Culture, different categories. You say you're given a name or you're given a thing, and you have to say things that around that name or thing, but not the actual name. So if it's Method Man, I don't know why I said Method Man. You have to think about, Emmy. Oh gosh, I don't know.
Girl, we're going to give y'all some clues and y'all going to have to guess what we're talking about. Okay. So, y'all ready? So in the comments, you're going to drop what your guesses are and we're going to acknowledge the first person who gets it right. Okay. I got you, boo. No worries. All right. So our first category is TV show. Okay. First category is TV show. So Sab, you're going to give some clues. Somebody said Method Man is fine. You got the people out here. It's the show. Sab is not the person. It's a TV show.
No. Well. Yes,
they're guessing the show.
Person and a character. So it was a person and a character, but okay, it's a show. It's a show.
Okay.
And I gave you a clue already. It's a person and a character. The name of the show. And
give them some more.
This person is a singer. It's a she, and she's an actress. She was one of, this is a big one. She was one of Monica's rivals. That's the dead giveaway. And she dated a singer from Boyz II Men.
Okay.
And she went to prom with Kobe Bryant.
Oh, this is getting easy now. But they got to come up with the show, not her name.
The show, the actual show.
Somebody said power. We need the show.
The show.
Tanya got it. Moesha. Yes. So Moesha was the show. Yes, the singer is Brandy. So congratulations, Tanya. You give yourself a point.
Okay. And Whitty Hutton was her idol. Get it? Whitty Hutton. Martin. Whitty Hutton. Roman calls her Whitty.
Yes. Okay. We're ready for the next one.
Let's do the next one.
I feel like you need a tis in the back because
We should have. Okay, so the next one is
all
this
right.
is a movie. This is a movie.
Okay.
So his stepfather was cooking in the kitchen naked. He sold hot women's clothing, like off the street, stolen women's clothing out of his trunk. This is a movie. He didn't have a car, but he had his girlfriend's car.
Sanya is quick with it. She said, "Baby boy." What were the rest of the clues, Sam?
He told his girlfriend, "You are my rib." This actor sung in the infamous Coca-Cola commercial.
So the actor is Tyrese.
And the movie is Baby Boy.
The movie is Baby Boy. All right. Next, this is a song. Yes, I'm ready. Okay. This is a music artist. Okay. All right. So this artist burst onto the scene thinking or talking about a song about destroying property. She was raised in Philadelphia, PA. She has had the most Grammy nominations, but has not yet secured a win. Okay. She took a multi-year hiatus. Aisha got it. She took a multi-year hiatus and just returned back on the scene with her new album called Hotels. Hold on, let me put Aisha's up here. And she sang the national anthem at this year's Super Bowl. So Jasmine Sullivan is the right answer. Good job. Y'all are good at this. Beautiful. I feel like we should have made them harder. Yeah. Okay. Next one. Are we ready? Yes, I think this is me too. Okay. Go. All right. So hold on, wait. I'm trying to operate so many things over here. All right. So this is in honor of Women's History Month. Okay, but this is a brown girl. All right. Yeah. She is an alumna of Fisk University. Shout out to my alma mater or whatever. Okay. She is a famous journalist, abolitionist, activist, and researcher who led an anti-lynching campaign. She is one of the founders of the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People. She is also a co-founder of the National Association of Colored Women. Ooh. And she has a famous quote that says, "I felt that one had better die fighting against injustice than to die like a lapdog or a rat in a trap." And it is not Nikki Giovanni Fiskite. Yeah, it is actually Ida B. Wells.
Karen got it.
Karen. All right. So next up is Girl Talk.
I feel like this one is going to be too easy, but it may not.
I know you need to make it harder with your clues.
Okay. He betrayed a lot of Black women with this most recent scandal. I think
he's
that's
a self-proclaimed relationship guru.
Yeah.
He has a large social media following.
Yeah. And his wife, should I give that one? The one with his wife? Okay, yeah. Sure. His wife said, "You think it's a bonnet? She says it's a helmet of salvation. You said it's an army shirt."
Got it.
I said.
So, Derek Jackson is the answer here. Now, we are not going to get deep into this situation with Derek Jackson and his wife. What we do want to say is, if you have not been paying attention to what is happening, this is a story that you may want to lean into. Clearly, the community is not here for brother. Okay. Derek Jackson is a relationship guru. Definitely, Kimberly says she got it first. He definitely has put himself in a
disappointed
position
a lot of
to
people.
make himself
Okay.
seem as if he was really honoring marriage and relationships and all of those things. And it has come out that he was talking about himself in all of these videos where he was trashing men, that he was actually talking about himself.
Yeah.
And Ashley mentioned that he even gave a reaction to his own video
In the third
recorded in third person where he was plugging his book that he's selling. Okay.
I didn't know that. I guess I
Branyelia,
didn't watch the full video. I didn't know he was plugging a
yeah.
book.
Child. Branyelia said that Charlemagne honored him with Donkey of the Day.
It was
And
funny.
that definitely happened. Linda talked about the tight hand grip interview. So you can see here
Hostage
that,
video.
yeah, it was, to Tanya's point, it was super cringy and just sad. So what I do want to say about this is there's been a lot of comments about his wife. And Derek Jackson is a narcissist. Okay.
Yeah.
So it is very important for us to understand that Sis is trapped right now in an abusive
She's in a
relationship.
cult.
And
No,
it is
trapped. She's in a keep going.
yeah, but it's an
going.
abusive relationship. So it's really hard for someone who is in an abusive relationship. It's not as simple as snapping your fingers and getting out of it. And I've talked about this many times from my own experience of being in an abusive relationship with a narcissist, that the gaslighting, the manipulation, the ostracizing from friends and family, it's a lot that Sis is dealing with right now. And you can tell, like, when you watch her in this video in particular, as well as some of the videos that she's made, she looks very vacant and very numb. And she's been dealing with this since
interesting
college.
Word, vacant.
Yeah. Yeah. Like you can tell if you look at her eyes, like you can just tell that she is doing everything in her power to will on another
She's
day.
going through it.
Also, it has manipulated her spiritually. Right. So you'll hear her talk about things like Sab was saying, this is, you see a bonnet, this is the helmet of salvation, and you see a shirt, this is the breastplate of righteousness, and all of that. So he's utilized religion, which was a weak point for her, to manipulate her into staying in this relationship. So what I don't want us to get in the habit of doing is making fun of her. There have been a lot of Black women that have been making fun of her and clowning and making it as a joke. And it's not. Like, it really is a very, very serious situation. And there are many of us who have been through those situations or know somebody who has. So to Robin's point, the lesson is check on your girlfriends, right? Check on people and see if they are okay. And what I can say, it is very difficult to be a friend to somebody who's in an abusive relationship. It is very difficult because on the outside looking in, you're like, oh, it's so simple. Just leave. Like, just go. I would never do. And it's like, first of all, those of us who have found ourselves in abusive relationships, this is not what we saw for our life either. Okay. So let's not be judgy. Let's honor the fact that, again, Robin said that he's groomed her for 10 years, right? This is a process that she's been through, and she is, somewhat in the sunken place, if you will. Tanya says she has low self-esteem. He definitely did prey on her, and I can just hear like things being said, like, you would never find nobody like me, and your girlfriend's jealous because you got me, and da-da-da-da-da. Like, that's what happens, right? So as women, it's really important for us to wrap our arms around our sisters who may be in these types of situations, and as opposed to judging them and making them feel even more ashamed and stupid for being in it, because that's what it feels like. You feel dumb. Like, how did I wind up in this situation? So I just wanted to kind of put that out there as having had firsthand experience with what this might look like. Let's check our judgment, and let's do more praying and support of our sister here as she is dealing with this situation. Go ahead, Seth.
Thank you for that, Kimberland. I guess I just haven't seen all of that or heard all of that. I just seen people making fun of the bonnet, but I hadn't seen a lot of people ostracizing and castigating her and making fun of her. So this is new to me. You mentioning this because I'm like, why would someone make fun this is maybe a rhetorical question, but why would someone make fun of the victim? And I do feel like she looks like she's in a cult. And I like the word vacant that you use, because it really, as I sit here and look at this picture, it does feel vacant. She does look empty. And so everything that you just said, I absolutely agree with. But the whole making fun of her, like, I'm just like, I literally am shocked right now. I'm like, who is doing that? Why are they doing
Many
that?
people.
And again, the internet is a messed up place. The internet isn't a place. It will not be forgiving, and it's not going to be friendly. But I'm just really saddened that. Is it our community doing this to her?
Yes,
or is it just
yes, there are
everybody doing
many
this to
people.
her?
There are Black women that are making fun of her, right? And
Did
again,
not
it's
know
the
this.
trivializing of the situation, right? And not having been in a situation like this before, it's real easy to say what you would and wouldn't do.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
I'm gonna just pray that you never have to experience it firsthand, okay? Because
All right.
it's not fun, and it is. I just learned this new term of spirit murder. It is murdering to your spirit, right? So I just really want us to push past. I want us to push past that, and not just for Danae Jackson, but also for the women that we know in our lives in real life that may be going through this. So if somebody drops in your spirit, please check on them. Let them know that you are there. Reserve your judgment for somebody else and something else, because it is not an easy road to walk. And I thank God. I tell you, oh my God, every day I'd be like, thank you, Lord, I got out, because I know I would have been dead, because that fool was crazy. Okay. So let's just give our system grace, okay, on that.
All right. So our mental health moment this week, we wanted to focus. We wanted to talk about growth zones, and there's not an easy transition for this, but I wanted to talk about this because this is something that we did that I learned about 6 strategies on living in your growth zone. And what that means is there's 3 growth zones. There's your comfort zone, which is the little yellow zone. And we tend to live in this comfort zone. We feel safe where we in our beds, where we normally eat, go to our favorite restaurants, go to our favorite shopping stores. That's our comfort zone. And then we have our green zone, the growth zone, which is healthy, uncomfortable challenges, new role at work, eating new foods, befriending someone new. I'm befriending someone new. I'm in a new role, or you're expanding your social circle. That's our green zone. And then you have outside of our comfort zone, which is our panic zone, anxiety, your stress. You're not able to think rationally as a human being. Our tendency is to avoid the challenge of growth. And unfortunately, staying in the comfort zone leads to stagnation. So it's this discomfort is the only path to growth, and we need to lean into the challenge, which leads to growth, right? So I want to talk about 6 different strategies for us to learn about our different growth zones so we can live a better life. So it's less about stressing, but learning while we're doing it. So keep that in mind as I talk about these 6 strategies. So the first one is increasing your self-awareness. It's getting in tune with yourself to make wise decisions. This is the core skill of emotional intelligence. The next one is get comfortable with being uncomfortable. I know we've heard this in nauseam. We hear this a lot, but you're growing. You're growing when you are uncomfortable, and you need to train yourself to value learning unfamiliarity. I am so tongue-tied sometimes. Unfamiliarity. Unfamiliarity. All right. So the next one is reframing your fear and resistance as excitement rather than a fear of anxiety. It's anxiety, fear, and excitement. They all have the same response to our body, to our body, and the way we think, and the way our heart palpitates, and the way we feel. So just reframing your fear as excitement rather than fear of anxiety. The next one is seeing challenges as opportunities. I know we've heard this a lot though, but we've probably heard this, but just adhere to this. How can we see a challenge as an opportunity to grow rather than a challenge? So like me, I tried shrimp a couple weeks ago, and I'm sorry to make that.
You had never had shrimp?
I've never had shrimp before. And
in your whole 40 years of living, you had never had shrimp?
Girl, nah.
Wait a
But
minute. Let me look at you. You what?
no, I've
How?
never had no, because I am a texture person, guys, Kimberland. I don't like that chewy stuff. So we want
Sam, I continue learning things about you that you just try to gloss over, and I'm sitting here like, what?
I was at a restaurant and I literally got up out my chair. The restaurant was looking at me because I was making a silent fool of myself trying to chew this thing in my mouth. And I was like, anyway, so yes.
I am
How
blown
we
right now.
want to think about we want to think about how we can look back on this moment as it challenged me to grow and help me shape who I am today. So how did that me eating that shrimp help me grow? It helped me learn that I am affirmed in my unliking of chewy shrimp. Maybe shrimp isn't meant to be chewy. So seeing challenges as opportunities. Like, am
I
I
am speechless.
the only
I
one?
swear.
The community? Am I the only one that just no?
I
I've never had shrimp.
I am shocked. Like
You're from New Orleans, of course. You've had crawfish. You've had all that gummy, chewy stuff. That's just my opinion on seafood. She's from New Orleans, you guys. That's why she feels this way. Like that's second nature to you. It's just not second nature to me. But yes, seeing challenges as opportunities. And then again, thinking about how that moment in your life, how that challenge in your life has shaped you. So I am still in my 120 days with the new role. And there are times that I'm just stressing the F out. And I'm just like, okay, Sabrina, this is an opportunity for you to grow. You want to move up in your role. And while I have been there for 5 months, I'm still wanting to move around and learn. And yeah, I'm on that. I'm in that space.
okay, but wait, real talk. We're having a difficult time here. But I want you to know that Renee said that she hasn't had shrimp either.
Thank you, Renee. Like it's
But
just
she the only one on here that ain't never
yes, no crawfish. All I've had with surrounding seafood is just salmon. And that's it. No lobster, no octopus, no calamari, no none of that. Kimberland, you're from New Orleans.
I'm gonna let you finish. I'm gonna let you finish, and I'm gonna mute my mic because I am literally like
Yes.
the
So the next one,
whole.
number 5, is focus on the process rather than the outcome. So the journey, the task, the destination that you're making. We've probably heard the same this adage about focusing on the journey and not the destination. We focus so much on the actual process rather than the journey and the outcome. So we need to focus on what we've learned. We need to focus on what we are seeing as opportunities as we're going through this journey. And I'm learning that too. I'm focusing on the growth in that journey. And I've caught myself focusing so much on on the end goal. Like I just want to get done with this shit and not thinking, how am I growing in this opportunity? What am I learning throughout this? So so focus on the process rather than the journey or the outcome. And how much have you learned? Replacing the word failing as learning. So again, just focusing on the journey. And then finally, the use of the word yet. So leaving opportunity for growth, shift, and change. So being excited about the possibility and the growth of a new challenge or a new team. Exact. So an example is, this is so hard. I can't do this yet. I haven't learned how to use Zoom. I don't know how to use Zoom yet.
Yeah.
I don't
We
like
use that with
shrimp.
kids all
I
the
haven't
time.
had shrimp yet. So that simple frame leaves room for opportunity. So just yet. And yeah, I hope some of these tips help you in your daily life. I will say they certainly helped me. And I got this idea from the job that I am at. And what they're doing is they're giving us little Zen sessions. And this was a meditation session that they gave us at work that I thought was really helpful. And I just really felt inclined to share this with you. So again, increasing your self-awareness, getting comfortable with being uncomfortable, reframing your fear and resistance as excitement rather than fear and anxiety, seeing challenges as opportunities, focusing on the process rather than the outcome, and then finally, the use of the word yet. So I hope some of these tools help you in your daily life.
Thank
Namaste,
you,
even though it wasn't
Sab.
like a namaste moment.
And I apologize for infringing
You freaked
upon
out.
your moment with
No
I'm still
way.
trying to recuperate
She
from
freaked out, did
the
she?
mind-blowing shock. I don't know what to do with this new information. Let's honor our beautiful brown girl
Who is this
spotlight.
beauty? She's
So this is Kim Janey. She is the first Black mayor of Boston. Boston is known as one of the most racist cities in the U.S. of A. And Kim Janey has just marked her historic elevation as the first woman and Black resident to serve as mayor of Boston. She's been sworn in as acting mayor as she has occupied a seat that was vacated by the current mayor, who has gone on to be a part of Joe Biden's Joe Biden's labor secretary. So they are going to hold a mayoral race in November, and Kim Janey is not sure if she's going to run against the other candidates, but all of them right now are people of color. But we definitely wanted to honor her as making history, as she was next in line to occupy that seat. So she is now the first Black mayor of Boston. So brown girl bossing it up, honey. That's what's up. So
she
shout
hasn't
out
mentioned
to Kim Janey.
She hasn't mentioned
What?
whether or not she actually plans on actually running, because I think
Right.
but I hope that she does run, just because Boston needs this. I remember the Urban League held their conference in Boston, and I was really surprised. That's why they held the conference in Boston. But yeah, congratulations. This is dope.
Yeah.
Big
Yeah.
hair, beautiful young lady.
Okay, come on, natural hair, girl. You better be in all your Black excellence love. So shout out to Kim Janey. So having said that, we thank you all for always hanging out with us. Sab, we have just learned a world of new things about you today, girl. I just don't even, Lord have mercy. So y'all got to come back next time, so you can get some more of this here info that, that we have. But definitely want to let you all know how to connect. We had quite a few first-time viewers that were here with us.
Yes.
So we do want to make sure that you are connected with us in all the ways that matter. So please go over to our Facebook page, Beautiful Brown Girls, and like our page. Join our Facebook group, Beautifully Shaded. We are also found at Beautifully Shaded on Instagram and on Twitter at Beautiful Brown U. And we also want to make sure that you have connected to our members network at members.beautifulbrowngirls.com. There you are able to stay connected to all of the things that we are doing as brown girls and remain connected to our community. And we do want to give a shout out for our winner of the game. That was Miss Tanya Rochelle. So shout out to you. You got 2 points. You are the winner. You get bragging rights. So shout out to you on that for being the best at our trivia game today. So having said all of that, Sab, please tell the people where they can find you.
Yeah, you can connect with me on LinkedIn, Sab Jackson, and Facebook. Again, I say it again, I'm a qualitative connector versus a quantitative connector. All of my social things and stuff are on my website at sabjackson.com. Yeah, everything is there. What about you, Kimberland? Where can people find you?
So you can find me on my website at kimberlandjackson.com. You can also find me on Instagram at KimberlandJ. And you can find me on Facebook at Kimberland Jackson. Definitely invite you to take the journey along with me. If you're looking for a life coach, holla at your girl.
Yep.
If you're looking for a devotional project, I got one of those too. 365 days of devotions, affirmations, and encouragements. And working on some new things. I have a podcast called The Whole Child that's currently out that focuses on childhood childhood trauma, but working on a new podcast called Minding My Black Ass Business. So that's going to be coming out really soon because I got a lot of things I need to talk about. So having said that, we just so appreciate you all. We will be back in 2 weeks with another episode of Brown Conversations. So that will be on April 12th. But we have our next episode of Brown Girl Boss coming up on April 7th with Nzinga. And y'all, when I tell you this sis is so smart and like about the
Atlanta.
thing.
She worked for the Atlanta Hawks. She used to work for Starbucks. Wait, is that the same Nzinga?
She is dope as I don't know what. Like when I tell you her company is called Yeah Baby, I Like It Raw.
Okay, it's another
and she really talks about healing ourselves, right? And using food as medicine and really thinking about the choices that we're making. So y'all, I was so inspired as I was talking to her. We were supposed to be on the phone for 20 minutes, child. We was on the phone for 45 minutes. Like, this is the truth, okay? So that is going to be taking place next Wednesday, April 7th. So that'll be right here on BBG TV. So make sure that you tune in for that. And again, our next episode of Brown Conversations will be on April 12th. We love you all so much. We appreciate you all so much. You all are the highlight of our evening. And we just can't wait to share space with you all again. Make sure the conversation doesn't stop. Continue commenting, continue sharing, continue tagging your friends because they can always catch the replay. Love y'all. Peace.
Yes.
Bye.